I'm here once again to discuss another important health topic. The topic for today is H. pylori. H. pylori, according to the Vanguard newspaper, has been named the silent killer due to it infecting about 85 to 87% of Nigerians. The Nigerian Institute for Medical Research has even warned that H. pylori is a silent invasive threat that lurks in the stomach of millions of Nigerians and that it demands urgent attention. And this bacterial infection silently fuels gastritis, ulcer, and even gastric cancer. So what is H. pylori? H. pylori refers to a type of bacteria that infects the stomach lining, and it is the major cause of gastritis, which is stomach inflammation, peptic ulcer, which is sores in the stomach or the small intestine, and even in some cases gastric cancer. The Director of Research and the Professor of Microbiology at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, Professor Stella Smith, lamented that with the prevalence of about 85 to 87% of Nigerians being affected by the H. pylori bacteria, only a few Nigerians are aware of this risk. She said, and I quote, "Helicobacter pylori infects the stomach of 43% of the world's population, but in Nigeria the prevalence is a staggering 85 to 87%, yet it remains largely ignored, underfunded, and even misunderstood. H. pylori is silently infecting millions, yet it receives little attention or funding compared to diseases like Ebola and COVID-19. And unlike airborne diseases, H. pylori is acquired through contaminated food and water, often in childhood. According to some research, 80% of H. pylori positive cases are from children under the age of 10. H. pylori at a minimum causes gastritis, which is an inflammation of the stomach, or gastric ulcer, which is sores in the stomach lining or the upper part of the small intestine, but it can lead to far more severe complications, including gastric cancer. Right now, H. pylori bacteria has even formed a growing resistance against antibiotics. In a study, it has been shown that about 95% of the cases of H. pylori strain have grown resistant to metronidazole, which is found in flagyl. Now, due to the experts' frustration and the lack of awareness, they are now telling people that H. pylori bacteria cannot be treated and it can only be managed using PPIs, which is simply not true. H. pylori is a bacterial infection and it can be eradicated. So what are the diagnoses to know if or not you have the H. pylori bacteria? We have the breath test, which is the urea breath test. We have the stool antigen test. We have the blood antibody test, and then we have endoscopy with biopsy. And now that we know that H. pylori is a pandemic, what do? Researchers and medical scientists at Emerald Global formulated this amazing product called Emerald Elixir to cure the H. pylori bacteria completely. You heard me correctly, not manage but cure the bacteria completely. And the product is right here, Emerald Elixir. Now, Emerald Elixir contains Eukarya tomentosa, which has antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant properties. It also contains basic compounds like glycyrrhizin, which directly inhibits the growth of the H. pylori bacteria, and it has anti-adhesive effects which prevents the H. pylori bacteria from attaching itself to the stomach lining. Not only has research proven that Emerald can kill the H. pylori bacteria and treat the symptoms and the diseases caused as a result of this bacteria, we have live testimonies of people using this product to cure themselves of the H. pylori bacteria. This product, Emerald Elixir, is completely safe for both adults and children to use. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Emerald Elixir today and be free from H. pylori. My name remains Dr. Jennifer, and I'll see you in our next class.